Very quickly, I'm going to pick up a query which seems to be kind of spooling. So that's going to be the opening for you, Dilip. Is I think for the MSMEs, I think the key thought that's running in their mind is how is technology going to, or what are the possible anecdotes that you may have for them in technology that you see that can help them get past the current situation.
Yeah.
Over to you, Dilip.
So Deepak, thank you. And I think one thing was clear from the discussion with Gautam Vibha as well as Mukundan was, I think everybody realized the importance of tech. And in this time, I think they're able to connect with their employees, with the customers and the clients. It's just because of the backbone of the technology. And I think it's very interesting. I think everybody is talking for last 5, 6, 7 years about digitizations and digitally transforming and all those things, the big buzzword being used. I think what Corona was able to do in 15 days and put everyone into a digital track was not everyone on the slides and the consulting companies coming and pushing for it was not able to do it. So I think that's the reality. The second aspect, which is important, just to get it, that everybody understands, I think at least the traffic in India would have gone up by 10 times. And I think you just need to give a huge shout to all these telecom companies. I think we are able to operate, we are able to work out of home, we are able to do our jobs, I think without any fuss out of it, which is also a remarkable thing which has happened. And I think that's the robustness of the infrastructure which this country also has and the bandwidth which is provided. And I'll come back to Gautam on one particular topic, and I have a specific ask for him. I think he can really leverage technology in a big way. I think if you look at last 15 years, where I mean, when we used to work on a product companies, we used to be very happy when we used to release a product. You know, when I used to release a product, we used to be happy that the customer can buy it. And then over a period of time, what happens is that people were not interested in this what you buy or what you get as a product, and people were more interested in what solution you give them rather than the product. And then slowly over a period of time, you see the transition which happened from product to delivering solutions to the clients or the customer which you have. And what you're seeing now in the last 4 or 5 years, and I think it will even more strengthen with COVID and beyond COVID, is the people are not looking only for the solutions, but people are more looking for how do you get the outcome-based thing that they require, which basically means you're moving towards more and more outcome economy. And I'd give you a good anecdote because I think Gautam was good with his cinema, and I'm a movie buff. So I would also like to go to movie, but I also would like to go into a situations where I go for a movie, but I really pay only to Gautam when I feel entertained, when I feel laughing, and I don't like to watch junk. So I think what you're going to go into a state would be, how do you get into a state which is an outcome-based economy, which is basically I pay for the outcome which is required. And I think that is going to happen much more even in the COVID times and beyond COVID times. I think one of the important aspects which needs to be tackled as a part of the crisis, and I think where technology can play a big role, would be the whole thing around this, the instant value, the customer experience, which you get it, like the instant outcome, what you get and all those things. So I think those are the two aspects which I feel is genuinely, apart from the security, which is going to become extremely key and important aspect as you go and start working on this topic. So I think just to for everyone on the call, just to keep reminding themselves that I think more and more business will go towards outcome based, more and more business will go towards the right kind of customer satisfactions and right kind of a level of security which they require for making it happen. Now, Deepak, to a question on the startups and the MSMEs and the small enterprise, what they look for in the startup times and all those things. I think I categorize this always into 3 parts, and I think I work a lot with the startup founders and as an investor in a lot of these companies, and I think I prioritize them always into 3 buckets. One is on the planning. And I think when I say planning, I think when the crisis come in, the planning becomes extremely important, because I think everybody talked about it, but I think it's very important that when you do the planning, you are saving every bit or every dollar or every rupee. You need to be very, very clear that what what are we doing with every single money which we're spending. The second topic is prioritization, which is ruthless prioritization. I call it ruthless because I think there is no point in spending money where you feel that it is good to have and all those things. In the current time, I think you just need to be very careful on where you are spending. But if you feel there is a massive opportunity, then you should also invest there, because that's also an opportunity which creates it. I think, and the third topic is if you go into a mode and then you need to get it executed very, very fast in an agile way. I think I always tell in three buckets, which is just replan everything, whatever you have in the current state, because the state changes every day, and the things that are valid now are not going to be valid in 1 week time or so. Ruthless prioritizations. And the third thing is just getting the stuff done in executable, which helps the end consumer and get your brand stuff. And that is the important aspects on what I will recommend to the people. I think from a personal point of view, I mean, I just joined the banking sector 4 months or 5 months back. And I think I can tell you that I think in the last 4 months, I mean, there are things which has happened in the sector, and specifically also even at the bank in Deutsche, is we've been able to do 80,000 people who are working and operating out of home. We've been able to connect them. For the first time, we see all the traders and the salespeople selling out of home. And of course, in a compliant way, because it's a very regulated industry. So you need to be very compliant, and you do it in a regulated way. We see a mass increase, I mean, 10-fold increase in your talking times and all those things. So I think the important thing that this technology has shown is that the technology has really enabled a lot of the things in the bank which was not possible in the past. And I firmly believe that I think this crisis will be very, very long. It will be very, very hard. But I know, and historically I've seen that every crisis like this have resulted in a better economy, better efficiency, and more stable world. And I think this will also result in a similar way. And I genuinely believe technology will play a massive role, not just in the tech firms, but also for all business which are driven by tech.
Thank you, Dilip.